Welcome back to another reaction for Go For It, Nakamura-kun, episode 6. Alone again, alright? What is your dream now? Your illusion?
Hirose!
Oh, Sensei!
Oh, the sensei stuff.
待って広瀬待って俺は広瀬の
お前は広瀬のなんだって言うんじゃ。
いっちゃん
お前は所詮赤の他人。たまたまラッキーで近づくことがあっただけ。広瀬にとっちゃお前は所詮単なるモブなんじゃよ。
おい。This guy has problems. Come on. Next, you are going to imagine yourself as a teacher, or what?
起きろ中村。もう着くから準備しとけよ。
Oh.
夢か。
Where are we going?
まずはしおりの地図の場所に集合な。
Do not remember if they said.
早く中華街回りたい。
最初だけだから我慢しろって。
安心してる場合じゃない。今日こそやらなければ。そう、俺はこの課外授業で何としても絶対に広瀬と友達になってやる。
This is the weirdest part. It's not even about confessing. It's not even about maybe confessing your love or furthering your relationship so you can be together with them. It's just this. We are not even at the start line. We're not even friends. That hurt is already far too much for him to conquer. And now he has all these delusions. Now, granted, last time it was not a delusion. The friend did more or less flirt with Hirose because he wanted to get closer to the girl he likes. And surprisingly, it worked. I did not expect it to work, but it did. So maybe he's right to be careful. However, he is a teacher. I don't believe there's ever going to be anything going on there, right? But still, not even
今回の課外授業は横浜の歴史と文化を知ることで。
なんかザ中華街って感じだよな。俺小学生以来かも。とりあえず肉まん食いてー。
ま、いろいろ固いこと言ったが基本的には自由行動だ。みんな自分の行きたい場所に行ってそれぞれ横浜を楽しんでくれ。
はい。
Interesting. Normally it's like, okay, we need the first couple of days we do what we need to do, or the first couple of hours we need to stay together, but then you are free to go. Here it's like, be on your best behavior, but you can essentially sightsee what you want to do.
A 班から順についてこい。
Wait.
てこい。
The boys not next to her. They're not necessarily together. She did say, yeah, she would be okay with going out with him if he flirts more with guys, which is a very weird relationship. It's like, yeah, I'm going out with you, but you need to make out with some boys so that I'm going to keep going out with you, I guess.
まさか広瀬と同じ班になれるとは。こりゃ幸先いいぞ。
なんか暇そうだし、これ頼むわ。カメラ係よろしく。
あの野郎。
うわすげえ、占いの店めっちゃある。ああ本当だ。
It's only going to be Hirose, isn't it? However, he now has an excuse to take pictures of him. He also has an excuse to maybe have him model some of those pictures. If you look at the bright side, not a bad thing to happen.
Wow.
Okay. You only have so much space. It looks like a digital camera, but still you only have so much space.
はあ、堂々と広瀬を撮影できるなんて、なんてこう。
すべて
Oh.
あるし、恋愛、特に最悪、見栄を張ってしまうことが幸運を遠ざけることになるでしょう。
I thought it would be Hirose.
気にしない、気にしない、気にしない。
ゆうかちゃん。
Okay. Asshole. Can you be careful at least a little bit? Also, I am wondering, because these three girls are always together, my assumption was that they would pick up on him wanting to be together with Hirose and they would maybe help him behind the scenes to push them together so they can see a real BL relationship form instead of the imaginary one. But I guess that is not going to happen.
大丈夫中村くん。気にしないし、気にしてないし、全然気にしてない。
What's going on now?
あの広瀬。
Take a picture of him.
あれやばくない？
チャーシューメロンパン。何それ？
まだまだ。広。
おお、広瀬くん、ハマグリの試食あるよ。
ああ、本当だ。おいしい。
えい。
おい、やめ。いやー、かわいい。パンダグッズたくさん。
ゆうかちゃんの方が可愛い。
これ欲しいかも。おお、パンダでけえ。
I feel like that pairing is not going to work out. He's trying to be all flirty and stuff, but she's not interested, it seems. Or does not care.
広瀬くんのお姉さん、確かパンダ好きだったよね。
そうそう。よく覚えてるな。
昔からグッズ持ってたもんね。
さすがに腹減ったな。
そろそろお昼にしよっか。あ、
じゃあこことかどう？おしゃれで美味しそうだなって思って。
おお、いいね。
俺たちもそこいいなって思ってたんだよね。なあ向井。
はいはい。
じゃあ決まり。ゆうかちゃんたちと一緒に行こうぜ。いいだろ広瀬。
ああ、どうしよっかな。
早くしないと混んじゃうかも。
そうだね。行こう行こう。
じゃあ俺ら先行ってっから。
また後で。
Now hang out with those two. You know? Just go to them and you can ask. Because you're a little bit outside the group, you can ask, where did the other ones go? And they go, they went to eat. Oh. And you didn't go with them, you know. Get to talk a little bit.
僕たちどうする？
どっか適当に入るか。中村は行きたいとこある？
いや俺は特に。
お
お
先生
ビビった。
先生昼どこで食べんの？
ああ、その辺でな。
ねえ先生っていつも他の先生と食べないの？
まあ昼飯ぐらいはな。たまには一人でいたい派。
そっか。
大人。
じゃあさ、先生ってなんで教師
I mean, that is clearly where this is going. That he wants to be a teacher like him. And he's looking up to him as a role model. For the whole time, because Nakamura sees those two and he's like, oh my god, they could be together. I need to hurry and become friends. Be on the starting line because they are racing on the racetrack and he's not even in his race car at this point. However, even if you have someone you like from the same gender, it is pretty rare, right? Still, for them to be approached by someone who also is from the same gender. It would be different, in my opinion, if maybe there's a girl around Hirose. Because at this point you don't know what kind of gender Hirose likes. So being overly cautious, I feel like is a little bit too much worrying. Because it is still pretty rare for another guy to come along and be interested in the same guy as you are interested in. You know? Even though he is pretty likable from what we can see.
になろうって思ったの？
まあ、そら子供が好きだからな。さ、そろそろ行くか。
お会計は？
一緒で。内緒な。
おーい、あざーっす
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまです。
おう、と悪い。一本だけ。
Not good. No. Smoking bad. Don't smoke. Better not start with stuff like that, especially early on. Now, is smoking the worst thing you could start with? I don't know. But it is pretty high up there on the bad parts. I feel like, how to say, because I grew up in a smoker household, so that is why I was never interested in smoking. My sister, however, was different, which I do not understand because there's so many problems with smoking. I much prefer vaping. If people vape, because if someone vapes, it smells like a citrus fruit or maybe some other fruit or some ice cream, custard, and it doesn't smell like cancer, essentially. I mean, cold smoke. Now, I don't really know. I should probably research that. is because a big problem with smoking is secondhand smoke, that you are indirectly harming people who are in the vicinity. I don't really know if vaping has the same effect, because vaping is supposedly also not good for you, even though I'm assuming there is still more research to have to be done to be really sure how much if it affects you. But what about secondhand? Because that is, in my opinion, always the biggest point in these kind of things. How much damage do you do to secondhand people? To people who don't smoke or vape or drink, how much do you damage their life? And smoking, very bad. Drinking is the same. Drinking is normally very bad because it changes your mood and how you behave. Not even talking about potentially driving under influence, which could cost the life of someone else, which is all I would say, like, secondhand drinking consequence. But again, smoking also very bad. Vaping, maybe not as bad. For secondhand.
おやんねえぞ。
いやちげえし。
まあ人のこと言えねえけどな。ちょっと荒れてた時期があってな。あの時止めてくれる先生がいたら救われてたんかなとか考えると、俺がそういう先生になろうと思ったってのが理由かな。理由、教師になろうと思った。
First off, you still became a teacher, so you still did good. Second, it would have been nice for you to just say, hey, don't smoke. Because you did not really stop them. Which it sounded like you wanted to be a teacher that would stop his students from going down the wrong path. But you didn't really say, like, you should not smoke, smoking bad. Because I feel like a lot of even smokers are like, yeah, smoking is not good. Alone the cost. Come on, it's so expensive. Just don't start with that.
先生結構真面目なんだ。
どういう意味だ。じゃあ引き続き楽しんでこい。時間には遅れるなよ。
はーい。
ありがとうございました。かっこいい
Thank you for the
ね。
cigarette.
ああいう大人憧れるかも。
へえ。お前がタバコ吸うとことか想像つかねえ。
誰も吸うとは。
不覚にも俺もかっこいいと思ってしまった。
Yeah, smoking, so cool. So cool. Unless you stand next to him, then you are like, man.
どったの？
あれ
水族館？
中華街に？へえ。知らなかった。
Oh, yeah, because he likes octopi. Octopuses? Question mark? So, the question is he interested because of those, or is he just interested in aquatic life forms in general, like jellyfish, normal fish, seahorses, crabs?
面白そうだなって。
I mean, why not?
1500円。
ちょっと高いかも。
Also, that is for adults, right?
いや、やっぱそうだよね。
お土産とかも買いたいしな。
ああ、まんじゅうだっけ？
そうそう。お母さんが好きで。
俺パパッと一人で行ってくるよ。先行ってて。
あ、行っちゃった。
It is expensive. I mean, $15? In the grand scheme, not that expensive, but as a student, you probably don't have a lot of money, depending on your parents. So he seems to like fish as well. By the way, I have no idea what this is. This does not feel like an aquarium I was in ever. Not that I was in many. Little guppies?
タコちゃん
What? It looks like it has sauce on its tentacles.
かわいいな。いいな。
No, no, no. You are supposed to not do that, right?
俺がこんな見てても気にせず堂々としてて。音切先生、かっこよかったな。広瀬が憧れるのも無理ないっていうか。俺なんて空回ってばっかで広瀬と見たかったな。ばっか見て。
なんだ、やっぱタコ好きなんじゃん。じゃーん。素直になれよな。前にあんま好きじゃない的なこと言ってさ。おお、すげえ、うねうねしてる。
広瀬なんでって大森は？
お土産買いに行った。まあスマホあるし平気っしょ。あとまあこういう水族館って確かにちょっと珍しいかなって。なあなあ、タコって壺に入るの好きなんだろ？
ああ。
Was they? Maybe for protection? I feel like that is dependent on the environment, how safe they feel. I find it just fascinating to see how intelligent they are and how liquid, essentially, because they can fit through very small openings. Similar to like cats. Cats can also fit through very small openings that you are like, that is not how you should work, but somehow you do. And again, these octopi, they are really smart. They can open stuff. In general, it is very fascinating to see animals be able to solve puzzles. Like crows. You know, the flying black birds. Being able to get to some treats in some simple puzzles. It's just fascinating because naturally we know that apes or ape-like creatures can be very intelligent, but there are a lot of different creatures and animals that exhibit a surprising amount of intelligence and puzzle-solving ability.
タコは頭がいいんだよ。瓶の蓋だって内側から開けちゃうんだ。
さすがよく知ってんな。
そんなことないよ。そもそもタコ好きとか変ってよく言われるし。
俺は変と思わないよ。犬や猫が好きってのと同じじゃん。そんなこと言うやつなんかシカとすりゃいいんだよ。
I mean, yeah, technically. Does it really matter what animal you like? I may not like them as much as you do, but sure. Spiders, there are a good amount of people that like spiders, and I'm like, Not really my thing, especially the smaller ones. If you have one of the big ones, I mean, I can see why you would like them. They are very majestic looking. But I still am a little bit, you know, I'm gonna look at it from up here. Same as snakes, essentially. Even though I don't have much experience with snakes. Those are the only ones I can really imagine. I mean, mice and rats, people like, which I put in on the same level as like gerbils. It's fair enough. I mean, other than that, I don't really know. I mean, there are some people that like cows, but who doesn't like a cow? Cows are just fluffy, big idiots. Yeah?
気にすんな。素直一番。さあ、あっちも行ってみようぜ。お、
crap.
見てみ。
Are we going to see
チンアナゴ
pufferfish?
めっちゃいる。
どうしよ
お、カニ。俺カニ好きなんだよ。かっこよくってさ。
う。やっぱ広瀬が好きだ。大好きだ。
Are we confessing?
広瀬を好きになってよかった。
水族館めっちゃ久しぶりに来たけど、たまにはいいな。
ならよかった。
いい感じに暗くて静かだし、なんか考え事したり、逆に何も考えずにただ水見てぼーっとするのも癒されるかも。
They're also good for dates, right?
実はさ、竹内が抜けてった時、ちょっとホッとしたんだ。
そうなの？いつも一緒にいると思ってたけど。
音切先生も言ってたけど、たまには一人がいいっていうか、もちろん普段は楽しいよ。でも時々ノリがさ、すぐ下ネタ言ったり女の話になったり、なんつうんだろう。俺がついていけないだけかもしんないけど。ああ、でも俺も悪いけどな。嫌なら嫌って言えばいいんだけど。時々めんどくさいなって。悪い愚痴って。
I see. That is why he was not. He didn't want to go to the same place as the girls. Well, generally, he didn't want to really hang out with the guy that much longer. There are sometimes you have one of those guys in your friend group that sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes he's just growing to be a little bit annoying. But most of the time it's fine. But sometimes he just goes overboard or just goes into the wrong direction. And as he was saying, you should say something, but people don't like to be confrontational for something that is so minor normally. But yeah, this can happen. This doesn't mean that he doesn't want to hang out with him at all. But sometimes he goes in a wrong or weird direction, which he doesn't like.
こんな話するのお前が初めてだよ。休憩終わり。これからどうする？
これから？
おう、まだまだ時間はあんだし、次はどこ行こうか。
広瀬が行きたいところで。
よっしゃ。じゃあ
Arcade?
適当に回るか。
little date.
Oh, 綺麗だけど暑いな。
広瀬は海派山派
今は海かな。
目の前にあるもんね。
そう。
I find it interesting always the question, do you like the mountains or the sea more? Because I never thought, yup, I want to be in the mountains instead of being at water. Now, sure, some people don't like water. But also, I feel like a mountain would have mosquitoes. And straight up, as far away as possible from mosquitoes is where I am going to be. Because there's nothing worse than that. There are a lot of other animals, insects in the mountains, but I can live with most of them. Mosquitoes are the only ones I hate. I can't. They're so awful. It's if it's like a bee, no problem. A wasp, you know, they're going away potentially. Other ones, I mean ants, depending. Maybe you can't do a picnic if there are too many of them, sure. Spiders are fine. I have no problems with spiders. Most spiders are not really aggressive against humans. They just want to do their own thing. So, I mean, granted, I'm not living in Australia. So, that is probably a big caveat. On the other hand, in Australia, everything wants to kill you, so even the sea's not even safe. Because you go into the sea, you get attacked by one of the jellyfish, you die. You are on the land, you see a spider, you die. You know, you are not really safe. You're going into some kind of foresty area. You come across a sloth, maybe? I don't know. You die. Australia, you die. It's simple. I have no idea how people survived there. I mean, kangaroos can just kill you. Too many things kill you in Australia. Not gonna there. Not going there ever.
いい匂い。
風も気持ちいいね。
Didn't you need to take pictures?
お
お前さ、前髪切った方がかっこいいよ。切ります。早っ。
本当に夢みたいだ。幸せだな。ずっとこのままでいられたら。
おーい、広瀬。
お、
これからフェリー乗るんだ。お前も来いよ。
ああ、俺いいや。
はあ、ノリ悪いぞ。
This is, I feel like, a problem that some people have. They can't accept an answer. Because he's like, hey, you want to be on the ferry with us? Let's go. And he's like, no, I'm fine. Oh, come on. Let's go. It's like, don't pressure him.
いいから来いよ。あと一人で割引なんだって。
悪い。
早く。
行ってくるわ。よかったらそっから写真撮ってよ。
終わり？これで？いや。
Also, why is it his problem that you can't get the discount? If there's a discount, just ask another person that goes on the ferry. Do you go on the ferry? Yeah. Do you want to join us so we can get a discount? It's a little bit cheaper for you as well. We all save a little bit money. How, you know? Maybe it's like a student discount only. But even then.
よくやったよ俺。こんなの運でなきゃ。行くなよ。無理して行くことないよ。素直が一番って言ったじゃん。
竹内、やっぱ俺いいわ。
はあんだよ。つまんねえな。ほら行くぞ。
I mean, just accept he's
は
not
あ、
going
す
to
っきり
come.
した。サンキュー中村、気使ってくれて。
そんなこと俺が一緒にいたかっただけです。
水族館さ、面白かったよな。やっぱ行ってよかった。
これよかったら。
何これ、開けていい？あ、かわいい。
Yeah, because he likes crabs. See, this is a thoughtful little gift, you know? Something he likes, get him a little gift. Something he can put on his little bag, on some clothes, maybe as a keychain.
もしかして俺がカニ好きって言ったから？
実はずっと前から仲良くなりたくて。
Naturally, this is going to end in him being like, what do you mean? We are friends the whole time, right? Am I the only one that thought we were friends?
よかったら俺と友達になってください。
お、先生。先生って今カメラ持ってる？
Couldn't he have a camera on him?
もうダメだ。
中村。
広瀬。
おーい、取るぞ。おら
イエーイ。なあ、俺はもう友達だと思ってたぞ。
Wow, okay. Is that an outro? Ending? Right? Yes. Interesting. We just jump into the ending. Go through some of the pictures we took. A lot of Heroes pictures. Okay. I mean, the classic. Finally at the starting point, I guess. Also, I'm trying to remember. I don't believe, maybe as like kindergarten child, but after like school started, at least from what I can remember, like 10 years plus, I never asked people to be friends. And I feel like it also isn't rarely a whole thing of, hey, do you want to be friends? It's more like, hey, you hang out a little bit. It's first of all, it's just you talk a little bit, you spend some of the break times with one another, then you go home together, maybe you spend a little bit time, or after school you just stand around as like the bus stop or in front of the school because one person goes one way, the other one the other way. You just talk for a couple minutes, like 10 minutes or so. And next you go to, spend a little bit of time outside. You never really were like, hey, let's be friends. It's like, it just develops really naturally. I never really had or never felt like you needed to put that into some verbal thing. And that is why, or that is at least how I feel like a lot of romantic relationships happen as well. They just slowly develop until one day it just clicks and you just acknowledge, oh, we're at that stage of the relationship. Because you spend more time, you stay over at her place a couple times, nothing happens. She comes over to your place, nothing happens, and at some point you're like, oh, this feels like we are together. One thing leads to another, bam. Somewhat natural. I feel like it is rare to be like, do you want to be together? Do you want to be friends? I want to go out with you? Now, naturally, that means you do need to meet this person first, which nowadays a lot harder than earlier. I remember as a kid, young adult, let's say that, totally of drinking age, legal drinking age, totally. I hung out with my friends like every weekend, and we just drank something totally legal, definitely legal, at a park, and people would just come up, random people, random other groups, and they would drink a little bit, we would drink, we would mingle, easy peasy. But I feel like nowadays that is going to be somewhat rare, meeting people like that. However, I'm also not young anymore, so what do I know?